single person, they are going into the undergraduation with lots of ideas, confusion, and many other things. It was similar situation with me. But when I joined MOP, I think my perspective about entrepreneurship opened up there, because we were thrown challenges. We were thrown into a place where we were constantly given challenges to, probably work on innovative, sustainable models, a lot of competitions. I think the exposure, the MOP Bazaar, I think that was an eye-opener for many of us to taste what entrepreneurship looks like. It could be a simple juice stall, it could be a simple beach stall, it could be anything. But the idea of planning, executing, managing money, being an entrepreneur all by yourself at that age, really, that was, I think, the first entry into my life as a entrepreneur. I think the post that, when I took up MBA in retail management at Chennai Business School, I got placed with Pantaloons to work with them. But being from a very traditional South Indian family, my father did not really let me go all the way to Gurgaon and work in a MNC. So I took up a job in HDFC Bank. I started my career with HDFC. Then I moved to Standard Chartered. I was working as a banker, and I started my career there. And then during the process, I think I got married very early in life. I got married when I was, I think, 22. And at 23, my son was born. My son was born with this disability called Down syndrome. Now, Down syndrome is a genetic disorder. When my son was born, I did not have any idea about what Down syndrome was. I was too young, I should say, because today when I look at a 23-year-old, I look back and I think, oh my God, was this the age I delivered a baby? This is what comes to my mind. So I delivered a baby when I was too young, and especially when you have a child when you deliver a baby with disability, you're literally, especially the first child is generally, you look forward, to many things in a pregnancy. You look forward to thinking about the child is going to talk, the child is going to walk, the child is going to go to school, the child is going to do this. So all of those dreams came crashing down for me on the day one itself when the baby was born, when everybody told me that, he has Down syndrome, he won't be able to talk, he won't be able to walk. So I think from there on, the minute I started my career, it just went abruptly to a nil. I was not working, so my life pretty much, I think, until 2015, from 2010 to 15, I was a homemaker. My only aim was to ensure that Bhargav was attending all the speech therapy, occupational therapies, getting into the process of, not having any developmental delays. That was what was my priority at that point of time. I should mention that my mom was the only reason why I survived that period of 2010 to 15. And in 2015, my mom passed away at a very young age. She was 50 when she passed away. And when she passed away, my life came to a standstill, literal standstill, because I suddenly felt that I had nobody to tell about Bhargav, what happens to him. There were small things that I used to share with her just to gain confidence, and that was lost. And I think over a period of that time, I dipped into a depression phase where I couldn't cope up. I was feeling very irritated of the fact that, being educated, I was not able to go out and work. All these frustrations put together, I went and I met a psychiatrist. Basically, I met him because I wanted pills to put me to sleep. I was so stressed out. And when I met the psychiatrist, I was, I think, 27 or 28 when I met him. He listened to the entire story and he asked me, you're 28 and you're coming to me and you're asking me for medication to sleep. I mean, don't you think can you not work this around? So while discussing, he told me, let's do one thing. Let's, probably take 1 week's time. 1 week in the night, you say you can't sleep. So do something that will keep your mind busy. And, that is the only thing I want you to do. The whole night, I don't want you to sleep. Just do things that will just keep your mind busy. So I think I utilized over that period of time, my son was going through a phase where he was having acute eczema, dry skin, and various other issues. So I was, randomly checking out Google and checking how to make my own body butter for him, plain shea butter, and all these things, just, DIY recipes that I was doing for my own son. So I utilized this time during the night time to sit and to make products for him. I used to really take involvement and buy supplies and try to make a small batch of soap to see if it's working for him. And it started there in 2015. And what initially it was, I didn't think of a business and all. What I made, I think 1 kg of soap used to yield about 10 soaps. 1 or 2 I used to keep for my own use. And the balance 8 or 9 soaps, I used to just give it to my friends who were living around, who had families, who had children. I used to tell them to use it and give me feedback. I think by 2016 beginning, people started coming to me. All my community people started coming back to me saying, "Hey, Harini, I want that soap that you gave me 6 months back, that olive oil soap, that shea butter soap. I want this lip balm that you made." So slowly over a period of time, I just developed it as an interest, and I started. It was no longer a hobby in 2016. I started, making it for a small, meager amount, just to cover my supplies cost. I used to start making it. 2016 mid, I decided to open a Facebook page. I completely utilized social media to literally run my business. Even today, Earth Rhythm is present only on the digital platform, and still we are jumping 3x, 10x every month because it's the way you utilize social media. So the entire company was built on Facebook and Instagram. So basically, I made a Facebook page and I started selling through Facebook. And 2016 end, I like to, I'm a little bit of a tech freak. So I tried to create my own website. I subscribed to a GoDaddy account and I created my own website. I probably had like 5 or 10 products at that time in my catalog. I put all those 10 products and I was selling it through that page. 2017, the order volume started increasing, and my dad was visiting me. He was just visiting me for a couple of months, and he saw the mess I was in. I was literally in a mess where, I used to make, I used to pack, I used to label, I used to do everything in the company. So it was just me who was doing everything, all in all. So my dad saw the mess and he said, "Is there any way I can help you, Harini?" So I said, "The only way you can help me is please do the customer service. Reply back to all the customer emails. That's the biggest help you can do." So my dad also is a banker. He worked with the Royal Bank of Scotland and then he retired. So he pretty much had ideas how to, take this forward. So he helped me. He saw the customer mails. They were very promising. All the customers were literally willing to wait for 1 month to get a bar of soap, but wouldn't take a refund from me. So that gave us a lot of motivation that, people are willing to wait 1 month to get this product. So we shouldn't be making them wait for so long, holding back their money. So he said, "Harini, you need one girl to help you in this whole show. You cannot run it all alone now." So I was in a fix because it was a home run business at that point of time. I was thinking, how do I get a person to help me? Because any person who is really, from the good B schools or anything would not want to work from my house setup. It's a little tricky. So I decided to go to the security guard in the apartment that I live in, and I told him, "I need a girl for me to work." He asked me, "Kya kaam hai? Jadu, pocha, bartan?" I said, "Nothing. Just send her to me. I will explain to her kya kaam hai." The next day morning, my bell started ringing in the house. I had 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30 girls ringing the bell and asking me, "Didi, kya kaam hai? What job? What job? What job?" Out of the lot, I spotted one girl who had just come from the village. She's from Bengal. She had just come from the village, and she was a graduate. And she was looking for a Jhadu Pocha Bartan job with me. And that really made me feel extremely sad, because what is the point of studying graduation if she wants to do Jhadu Pocha Bartan in my house? So I told her, "Can you read and write English?" She said, "Yes, I can." Then I told her, okay, next day morning, I asked her to come for work. She asked me, kya kaam hai? I said, you come, I will explain it to you tomorrow. Then the next day morning, she came. I gave her a bunch of 10 invoices. I told her, I'll give you 1 hour time. I want you to read these invoices and tell me what you have understood. That's the only task. The next day morning, an hour later, I went to her. She said, Didi, this looks like a bill. There are some products. Somebody has ordered something, soap, shampoo. I don't understand. This is what I understood from this. So I said, good. You have understood this much. This is all I need. So I within a period of 1 month, I could train her to a level where she could read the invoices and pick out products from the stock that I have made and pack them into boxes and keep it aside with a barcode label on it. So she became so smart that I think in 2-3 months, she started finding faults with me and my dad. Uncle, yes, COD order, you have made a mistake. This should be like this. This should be like this. That really was an eye-opener for us because she was getting better and better at her work. So now, one advantage I had by doing this is that when I started off, I had limited funds. I was not willing to take any kind of a loan or anything. So it was completely started by my own investment of 5,000 rupees that I started the entire Earth Rhythm. So at that point of time, giving salaries was a task for me. So taking a girl like this, her name was Momita, taking Momita on board was easy, beneficial both way for us. She was getting a very dignified job and I was able to cover my cost and not pay, exorbitantly at that point of time. And over a period of time, it became 2, it became 3, it became 4, it became 6 inside my house. By 2018, I had 6 people working right inside my house. And my dad said, now, my husband in fact said, I'm going to throw you out because this is no longer a house. It looks like a chakram, like a mantap. So he said, you please go outside and do something else outside, but not inside the house. So I think in 2018, January, in 2017 itself, we actually moved out. In the end of 2017, we applied for a cosmetic license. We took a proper place. So my only target was when I started, because I started with Momita and that was the best thing, that was the best decision ever I made for Earth Rhythm by employing her. So right now we have about 20 to 22 girls working and all of them are at a point of time working as maids in our apartment. And believe me, they were all 12th standard graduates and still doing this job. So now it gives me immense kind of, confidence that if they can do it, even if they're not going to work for me at some point of time, when they quit this job and when they go out, they will definitely look for a more dignified or better job than this and will not go back to what they were looking for. So that gives, that was the major ethos of the company, which was really driving us. There were many times when I stopped, when the company was growing. Right now we are in a state, where I break down and I tell my dad, why am I even doing all this? I feel that, I don't need this stress. I don't want this stress. But the only thing that keeps me running is when I see all these girls going forward and trying to, make that difference in their life, I feel happy that I am also a part of it. And another thing is that because my son has Down syndrome, I wanted to give utmost emphasis for inclusivity in work environment. So which means that many of them, around 3 or 4 of them in our company are adults with autism and Down syndrome. They basically do labeling. They basically help us with wrapping the soaps and stuff like that. They put the labels on it. And they're extremely passionate workers. So we could identify a couple of them who can work alongside us. That also gives them an opportunity to earn a stipend and be independent. So these were, some things that really helped me come through the entire journey. It was not something like, I had a plan in mind and overnight it just grew up into a business. No, it was something that I started passionately. I think I should, to be very precise, I should say something that I started out of depression to kill time. And over a period of time, it grew into a small business. And today, I think I'm pretty proud of the fact that I've built this empire all alone. Of course, it wouldn't have happened without my dad. My dad was, always behind my back, pushing me, motivating me. But the entire journey, I would again go back to my roots and say that being an entrepreneur, that the urge to be an entrepreneur, was sewed into our mind when we were very young as 18. I think Rosie ma'am, I have to mention it. She is an excellent. I think if at all a student can have a best HOD, it can be nothing better than Rosie ma'am, because I was not the brightest in the college. Believe me, I was never the brightest. I was never the topper. I was never the first ranker. No, I was never. But the confidence that she always had in me was only the turning point for what I am today, because I think a lot of emphasis right now when my son goes to school, when my younger one goes to school, they put a lot of emphasis on the the mental development of the child. They call us for things. Even if the child is a typical child, they have sessions for psychological balance and all whatnot they are having. But when I was a kid, I was never a smart kid. I was like always an average student. In the school, I always felt like I was the most average student. I never felt like, what am I even going to do? I was never the topper. But when I came to college, it gave me a lot of confidence. I felt that, education is not the only thing that is going to help me. That it is going to help me. That is going to lay the foundation. But that is not the only thing that is going to help me. The experiences, the confidence which people around us gave, that was the turning point. I think I owe it all to all the people who have been in this entire journey. Rosie ma'am, my dad, even my mom. If my mom had not passed away, I don't think I would have ever done this, because I would have been very content in my life with the fact that my mom was there always around me, and I wouldn't have done anything. Everything happens for a reason, and I truly believe in that. And yes, that's how I have come through this entire journey. I think I've summed up quite in a very long way now.
Yeah, very nice, very impressive to listen to you. Any questions for Harini? Yeah, I'm just curious. So, what is your annual turnover, and how many? If you can
right now, we are doing an annual turnover of 3 crores.
Wow, that's very impressive. And you have given jobs to how many people?
The working class, like I told you, the ones from the down strata that we recruited were 22. Right now, we have a team to handle the brand management. We have a team to handle marketing. We have a team to handle different verticals. They are about 10 of them. So totally, it's about 30 plus me and my dad.
Oh, great. Fantastic. And I just went through your website. It looks really very impressive.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very interesting products.
Thank you. That's what I'm telling you. So nothing, to be very honest, if I have to give you one more fact, to invest in the business, I needed 5,000 rupees to buy supplies. Like I told you, right, in 2016, when I wanted to make the first batch of soap, I wanted to buy mold, I wanted to buy oils, I wanted to buy many other things. Without my husband's permission, I used his credit card for 5,000 rupees. And before the next credit card statement came, I sold the soap and I put that money back into his account. He did not even know that I took 5,000 from his account. So whenever I talk to somebody, I tell them that I stole 5,000 to start this business.
Yeah. So would you like to share any anecdotes of meeting customers or convincing a customer to?
Yeah, the entire brand. See, initially when we started, I was, I was giving more emphasis on using natural skincare, organic skincare. Even now, that is the bottom line that we always believe in. But as a company, as we grew, we started investing more into research. So right now, we try to convince people that you need to believe in scientific as well as Ayurvedic skincare together. So, for example, just simply using an oil on your body, of course, it is good for your skin, but there are certain theories, where there are a lot of technologies that have been invested, crores of money have been spent on technologies in scientific skincare. Like, say, to name a few, I can say there is a technology called lamellar gel technology. There is a technology called liposome technology. Now, these technologies enhance the penetration level of the product into your skin. So we work hard in convincing customers to understand this whole concept of using a scientific natural skincare into your routine. So another important thing is we are a zero waste company. So when we say zero waste, now shampoo is not a luxury item. It is a basic essential. Like how you use your toothpaste. You need a toothpaste every single
5,000 turnover 3 crores.
So right now so what we do is that we eradicated the plastic bottle which the shampoo has, and we make shampoo bars. You can look on it on the website. Now these shampoo bars will last you anywhere between 3 to 5 months. So it's like, and at the end of the day, when you finish using the shampoo bar, you don't throw a plastic container into the dustbin. Now, imagine if every family is throwing, say, one plastic bottle per month into the dustbin. Imagine the amount of landfill that we are creating. So, what I did was, we eradicated the plastic bottle and we brought a zero waste shampoo bar. Even if 5,000 families adopt to using shampoo bar instead of a shampoo bottle, we are reducing the plastic consumption in our environment, and that is helping us in a very big way. Now, similarly, we are working on toothpaste in a tablet form. We are about to launch that product. Now, toothpaste again is an essential product. It is something. It's not a luxury item where you will spend. You need lot of things to decide upon a toothpaste and all that. It's a basic thing that you need. So we are working on a non-toxic toothpaste which is in a tablet form. So you simply put the tablet inside your mouth, you chew and you start brushing. And immediately it will foam like how your normal toothpaste do, you finish brushing. Now, these toothpaste tablets will come in a glass bottle. So when you throw them into the bin, glass is again recycled. So the carbon footprint that you are creating in the environment is very, very low. So our USP, even if people are not able to understand the scientificness and all that, basic things where we tell them that small steps that you take in using products like a shampoo bar or a conditioner bar or a toothpaste tablet is that you start generating less plastic into the environment. At the end of the day, all these plastics, although they say it is biodegradable, although they say it is all recyclable, all these things, it will go and sit in the landfill only. Because India is such a huge country that the amount of waste that we are generating, we don't have that much of mechanism to convert all these things, to recycle all these things. We don't have a mechanism in our country. So the best thing to do is reduce. Don't recycle, just reduce your consumption. So we worked on that concept. I think that zero waste concept was very, very well received by especially the current millennial group. They are completely into reducing plastic consumption. I know a lot of people. Sometimes my dad gets angry seeing the mails. He will say, "What is this? One small part of plastic is there. They're saying they're always scolding us." I say, "Daddy, they're coming to us only because they want to reduce their plastic, and we do not want to, make sure we ensure that even the boxes. If you look at our Asha, एक box लेके आओ वहां से. Yeah, लेके आओ और एक shampoo bar का tin लेके आओ." So if you look at our boxes, this is how it goes out to the courier. Today it's getting shipped out. Now all these tapes that you see, these are all paper tapes. So we go to a level where we tell the customers, when you open the box, you will still not find any bubble wrap or anything. You finish using the products, still you will not find any plastic, and then nothing goes into the bin which is plastic. So that was the idea why people really liked us. Now these shampoo bars, again, we sent in tins. So these were all, innovative ideas that I created to these. I think they are like more two-way benefits. One, it is benefiting the environment. Number two, as a company, I'm building a USP for our company where people are coming to us because there is an innovative catch in this company. They are very happy about the fact that it doesn't come in plastic. So, and at the same time, the main important thing is that they like the product. They are able to use the product and come back to us again for the same product. So these were some important elements that were, it's like pillars. Like we being a plastic free is a pillar of the company. Right now, I should say one of the challenge we are facing is we are trying to launch ascorbic acid serum, which is a vitamin C serum. Now, vitamin C oxidizes so quickly, in the sense once air touches vitamin C, it just oxidizes immediately. Now we need something called an airless pump to use to to fill the bottles. Now we are not able to find airless pumps in glass. You cannot, because when you use an airless technology in a glass bottle, the glass will break and crack because of the pressure. So you need to have a plastic bottle. So I kept on thinking. Almost 6 months went by. I was trying to contact several vendors all over the world. We were not able to find a packaging for it. Finally, I found one vendor who was having a brilliant idea. He told me he will make the airless pump in an aluminum bottle. Now that's it. Now, when we launch this ascorbic acid serum next month, believe me, people will go crazy and they will buy from us, and I'm very sure about it, because they are able to buy, not because they are able to buy ascorbic acid serum, because ascorbic acid serum is available in the market with every single vendor. Because they're able to get that same ascorbic acid serum in a plastic-free container. So that is something which people are really concerned about right now. I think the current generation itself is very, very, because of the social media, because of all the media presence, people are trying to reduce their plastic consumption as much as possible. So these were like some key elements that we keep coming across and on the while running the show.
Yeah. So thank you. That was very interesting. Yeah. So any more questions?
Yeah, your ideas are very excellent. I'm very proud that we are able to, most of our webinars are related with the environment conservation. So
Right.
COVI, COVI is all dedicated to the protection of the environment, not only bringing up entrepreneurs.
Right.
So very proud. And Harini, you said you're from Anna Adesh. What department? Which department? School or college?
Schooling was from Anadesh, not college.
Okay.
Oh, so you're from Ananagar?
No, I was living in Ashok Nagar.
Okay. Because I teach in Anna Adesh. That's why when you told Anna Adesh, I was wondering. Anyway, it's our school only. Very proud of you. And it looks as though she is just from the school.
No. I have two kids. My older one is now 11 years old, and my younger one is now 7 years old.
Very nice, and good that a lot of things you're doing. Your soap, can we see? Do you have it?
Yeah, so this is a shampoo bar. So we pack them in, paper like this. It's a butter paper.
Okay.
And this is a shampoo. Can you believe this is a shampoo? It's not a soap.
Oh,
So basically, this shampoo will last you for easily about, if you are like using it in the right way, like how we mentioned, and using, drying it out after every use, it will last you for easily 3 to 4 months.
oh.
So, and when you finish using, there's nothing left. So you don't generate any any waste after this.
There's no container for it, no? Yeah.
There is we give a tin container.
I'm talking about the usual boxes for the shampoo and things like that. Very nice. Someone is asking questions in the chat box. Excellent idea, very nice initiative. How did you get this idea of starting with soaps?
No, she told us.
Basically, it was not an idea that I had in mind to start a business. Like, it was the necessity was the mother of invention, I should say. My son had eczema, and what started out like, I started taking interest in learning it because I wanted to help my son with his dry skin and all these things. And of course, I should mention that today I'm the chief formulator in the company, and you won't believe if I tell you this. Today, I am studying. When I talk to all the vendors, my dad is keeping his mouth open and looking at me, and he's asking me, Harini, you are talking about complete chemistry. You are talking about atoms, molecules, whatnot you are talking. But you studied commerce, you studied MBA, retail management. There is nothing related to what you studied. I said, the only thing I can tell him is that I think in 2017, when I started taking more interest, when I knew that orders were coming in, I quickly registered in a university, in an institute called Formula Botanica, and I learned to formulate in a more sophisticated manner, which means I did diploma in cosmetic science. So now this enabled me to formulate much advanced formulations, like say emulsions, to make a lotion, to make a cream, to make a serum, to ensure what delivery channel to use while making a product. So these are some important things that I learned over a period of time, not initially. So once I started making soaps, once I knew there was a demand, I knew I had to create more products to attract more people. So immediately I took interest in making body butter. Immediately I took interest. Once I learned how to make body butter, I thought I should learn to make lotion. Once I made lotion, I thought I should know how to make a serum. So it just, one after the other. And today I think we have about 190 products in the catalog. We started with 5 and today there are 190. And all of these are most probably, I think, at least 150 products we manufacture it in-house. We make it ourselves. Now, everything, I'll tell you, everything is a learning process. Like this shampoo bar I'm showing you here, you can look at this video called Lush, Lush, on YouTube. Now, you will see how to make a shampoo bar by Lush, okay? The inspiration was from Lush. When I looked at Lush products, it really made me feel so happy because they had, it is not a regular, it's a soap, it's a regular product. Still, Lush is able to stand out in the market and they are able to sell it at a different price. Why? Because their positioning was different. They had a different USP to the product where people are going to the same soap to this company to buy it because of the USP. So, positioning was very important. So, again, machinery. When we started making shampoo bar, initially it was all handmade. To make 12 shampoo bars, they used to take 1 hour. Today, they are making 200 shampoo bars in 1 hour. So, as we grow, we are also mechanizing. We are trying to find machineries which can help us press shampoo bars. Probably 100 shampoo bars in one press. We are trying to find machinery like that. So all these things, it wasn't planned. Everything was a process. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to find ways to better, to ensure that my employees are not wasting time in doing a manual labor routine work. Teaching them and all these people. Today, the girl I told you, Momita, who joined us, when I took her in the house setup, I paid her 8,000 rupees. Today, she is getting 20,000 rupees and she is the supervisor in my company. Now, she is only 23 years old, but the kind of involvement that she had 1.5 years back when I saw, she grew tremendously in front of my eyes. Today, even if I am not there in the company, I know Momita can handle the production single-handedly. She can give everybody work and she can run it on her own. So that did not happen overnight. It happened over a period of time, training them, giving them the expertise, giving them the confidence, telling them they made mistakes. Momita made hundreds of mistakes. There are several times when one entire batch went completely wasted. What to do? We count it as a wastage. It's a learning process. I always tell her to come back and think why that batch got wasted. What did she do to make it wasted? So we used to, rework, go back and think and find a solution so that it doesn't happen again in the process. So these are things we are still learning. We are still bettering ourselves each and every day.
So they want to know about the quality testing of your products. There's a question there.
Okay, now quality testing, once you get yourself, if you get a manufacturing license, the cosmetic drug department gives you this license to manufacture cosmetic products. Now, every single time when we make a batch of soaps, first the formula is made. Now, not only soaps, any product that we make, lotion, cream, first the formula is made. Once the formula is made, we submit this formula to the drug department. Now, drug department will have their own procedures to check the stability of this product. Now, they will approve the product and they will ask us to submit a prototype sample. Prototype sample is we make a small batch of this particular product and we submit it to them saying that this is the prototype sample. And what they will do is that they will put the product into testing. So this testing will involve high heat temperatures, very low temperatures. They will put through a lot of testing and they'll generate reports to see the stability. Of course, we are asked to pay for all these testing and all that. So the testing happens through the licensing itself. So now if we have, say, 100 products approved by the drug department, all these 100 formulas would have been tested by them. And for each batch, now what we do is that, now once we grow into a bigger company, I should tell you one more thing before I go into this. not everybody. Initially, this is a common question. Whenever I go on an Instagram live in my own company channel, people ask me one question: "Ma'am, I also want to start something like this. How do I start? I don't have a license. I'm scared to sell. What do I do?" When I was running a home run business, I did not have the guilt feeling that I was cheating with anybody or anything. I found out the right way. There is something called MSME Udyog Aadhar, which supports small scale businesses. So I registered in MSME. Now MSME has their own list of things what you can manufacture right inside your house. Now you can't sit and make things like a serum or say something like a lotion which requires emulsion, which requires a specific temperature control and all these things it doesn't require. So you can easily make things like lip balm, all anhydrous products. Anhydrous means without water intervention. Any anhydrous product, it can be safely made in your house. So you want to sell a powder-based face mask, like say Multani Mitti, like say Upton. All these things are dry mask powders. So these are things that you can sell right from your house. You don't need to have a factory setup. You can very well get a MSME Udyog Aadhar license and you can start selling. That's how I started selling. Now, once Udyog Aadhar, I think it has a slab. I think once you cross 25 lakhs per year or something, you come out of Udyog Aadhar limit. And that's when you go into the next limit where you need to get a GST number, you need to register your company, and you need to step out of the Udyog Aadhar side. So by the time I had stepped out, when I had moved out in 2017 itself, we had moved out of the slab of 25 lakhs. So we came out. And once we got ourselves registered with the drug and cosmetic license, we got the license formally. Now, all these formulas are approved. Once the stability testing is done, each time, now, once we come out and we make huge batches. Say, if we make shampoo bar, we make 100 kgs of shampoo bar. Now, in this 100 kgs, we will test this 100 kg. We give a unique batch number to that particular batch. Like, say, there is an XYZ batch, say, batch number 123. Now, in this batch number 123, once the entire batch is made, immediately we send it one prototype sample is sent for testing. They test the product for different things like say all parameters, pH. They test the pH. They test the how is it reacting in water and everything. They test. They give us the report. The test typically takes 1 or 2 days. They send us the report by email. Once the report comes, the batch is ready to be sold. Then we put that batch number in the box. We package them and we sell. The reason why we do all this is that tomorrow one customer comes and says, this product is not suiting me. I don't like this product or it is causing me allergy. So what we will do is that we'll ask the customer what is the batch number worked in. When she says what the batch number is, we will come back to our records and check when was this batch made, which month was it made. Now, what were the ingredients used in that batch? We will take out the report which we got from the laboratory. We will check whether the product has passed the laboratory test. Then we will submit the COA to the customer and say that this is a valid product. We have tested this product. Probably it is not suiting you. You should discontinue using it. So there is a process for everything. So there are audits conducted by this drug and cosmetic license department. They come on sudden visits. They ask us. Suddenly they will say, can you give me this batch number COA? Can you submit the document to me? If I am not able to produce the document, they know very well that I am not maintaining records. And also, we got ourselves registered with one body called EcoCert. EcoCert is a France-based organization. It is a certification company. In India, to be very honest, if you ask me, there are loopholes for everything in India. If I want to fast track getting my product approval done, it is possible in India. You can easily do it. So that is why I wanted to stand out, and also we export our products heavily to various countries. So we wanted to bring in an external body called EcoCert who certifies our product. Now what EcoCert does is that they come once a year for audit. They will check each and every ingredient we use. They will check whether we have got it from a verified vendor, whether the product is vegan, whether the product is cruelty-free, whether the product passes all the parameters which they are looking for. They will look at our formulation and then they allow us to put the logo called EcoCert certified in our product. Now, why this is done? When we are exporting products, all the foreign countries, when they look at the EcoCert logo, they don't ask us one question because of the faith and belief they have on the certification body. They know very well if EcoCert is there, we'll close our eyes and buy this product. So now EcoCert I really like EcoCert for one thing, because whenever they come here for the first audit, when they came here last year, I still remember all the audit was over. I was so happy. Finally, the audit was over. She told me, "Can you show me the detergent which you use to wash your utensils here?" I took out the Vim liquid that we used to, wash vessels, and I showed it to her. She looked at the ingredient list and she said, "This is heavily toxic, and if you use this, we will not be able to give you certification." So we could not even use Vim liquid to wash our own utensils. So we had to in-house. We started manufacturing liquid soap, which was a dishwasher, and we used that soap to wash our own utensils. So this is, it is a complicated process. When you start, obviously, where there is a will, there is a way. Once you start, when they throw a challenge at you, you find your own way to, attack them. That's it.
Alarming.
Very interesting.
The fact about Vim and things like that is really scaring us. Where are your products? Where do we get your products?
We are only present online at the moment. Our website is called earthrhythm.com. So we are present only through online. So that's what I'm telling. So many people are asking us to start a physical store, but to be very honest, I'm not able to handle just the online sales only. We are running on a backlog of 1,000 orders now. So it's a good problem to be in. So that is why we decided we will not venture into having a physical store unless and until we sort out the supply chain management and various other issues.
Very good, very good. So we'll ask Rosie ma'am to give us all those details about online shopping for us. And you're welcome to join us, Harini, with our COVID team.
Thank you so much.
We do really have very, very interesting legends here with us. Our experienced life members are there, like Rosie ma'am, Mimi ma'am, and all we have. And
I don't even have to. I don't have any doubt about it. I should tell you this one thing. It's a very interesting thing. Recently, about 1 month back, I think I told Rosie ma'am. I think I messaged her. One lady had put a post about us on Instagram saying that her name was Renuka or something like that. She had put a post saying that our college department, our college, I think the HODs told us about this particular brand and about the founder. It was so intrigued. I was so intrigued by it. So I went into their website and I bought their products. And she had reviewed the products so beautifully. The minute I saw her post, you won't believe. On the public post, I went and I asked her, "Was it Rosie ma'am?" She said yes. I knew very well that I'm sure it was Rosie ma'am only. I feel so proud, that people, recognize us and they come to us, and when, they hear real life stories like this, it motivates them. Now, she's a college student. She works as an affiliate for us. We have affiliation programs. So we have different marketing strategies to push our products. One of them is affiliate program. Affiliate program is people who are interested, who are skincare enthusiasts. Like say many college students are skincare enthusiasts. So what we do is that we partner with them. They review our product. We give them a code. It can be a discount code or something. So whenever they put a product and people use her code and purchase, 15% of the sales value goes to the affiliate. So we kind of work with a lot of college students like this to do affiliate marketing. Now this is one of the big thing right now. Trends are going on changing. Right now affiliation is the best way to target, because the millennials are so strong in social media. That's the best way to target. So we use strategies like these, and we come across a lot of people, especially this Renuka thing was so, it made me so happy. I told you, Rosie ma'am, about it.
So we're having a live wire of ideas, ma'am. Rosie ma'am, so nice of you that you brought Harini to our forum.
Yeah, absolutely.
I still remember all the business development projects that we made during MOP days, Rosie ma'am. The sleepless nights me, Zainab and all used to have preparing the accounts, because Rosie ma'am used to be very clear. If it's a business idea, you need to give us profit and sheet law. You should make balance sheet. You should make P&L account. Oh my God, what not? We used to sit whole night. We used to sit and make all those things. But today, when I look back, every single experience has counted into the whole journey. Every single experience. I can't tell you this was helpful, that was helpful. Even small things like, like I told you, MOP Bazaar, maybe I was selling only small, teeny tiny earrings over there, but even that experience counted because I was trying to convince a customer over there. So you are learning everything at one point, right? So I think all these things put together, it was a brilliant. I mean, my eye opener was MOP, is what I should say.
What else a teacher requires more than this? I'm damn sure Rosie ma'am is very proud of her student.
Yeah, truly.
At the end of the day, we don't look out for our salary package or anything else. These kind of reports from the students goes a long way. And here, actually, three of us are teachers here, so we really accept that. It was very nice of you sharing lot of nice ideas, and so bubbly and very nice of you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
I have one question, Harini.
Yes, ma'am.
When is your husband joining you?
Sorry, ma'am, I can't come again.
When is your husband joining your business?
Ma'am, I have given him an icebreaker session, so I told him that I do 1 crore a month. He's supposed to leave his job.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Wonderful. Okay.
And moreover, working with dad, most of the times when we go to this venture capital, we are trying to get a venture capitalist on board. So whenever we go for all these rounds of sessions with venture capitalists, the first thing they ask me is, how is it to work with your dad? I always tell them that it's the worst thing to do, because even after going back home, my dad is only asking me, what happened to yesterday's sales figure? What happened to today's sales figure? We have nothing else to talk. So imagine having a husband on board is even worse.
Very nice.
Any more questions, Rama?
No, that's all. I think request you to give the vote of vote of thanks for Harini.
Oh, really wonderful. I think on behalf of COVID, we extend a very, very, very warm thanks to all the participants present here and to Ms. Harini for having made this session so very interesting and very casual. I don't think we felt like a third person sitting over there and giving us her inputs on what was her journey and travel. And what we took off from the session today was, every problem, there is an opportunity, and how we see an opportunity in the problem, right? So, so that's the journey which took off from there. And the learning, you keep on accumulating knowledge when you're into a business where that has not been your basic curriculum, or you haven't had an exposure in that area before, work experience in that area before. So how do I develop my skills is by putting in more effort. So any entrepreneur for that matter, whatever business you are into, though we might think I can have 100 employees and get the task out of them, but unless you know the core input into it, you will be driven astray. So that's another learning that we took off from Harini and from the session. And the belief that she has in the millennials, that is what she has sown today. Because we always think millennials, oh my God, how do we manage this generation? What is this generation all about? So many questions we have about them, which is very negative. And she has sown a seed into and said, these millennials are backing products. It's a great message that has gone. It's not recycling. It's not whether it is reused or not. It is how do I reduce the waste? What goes into the bin? How do I stop the carbon footprint? So there's a lot of message which has gone to all the entrepreneurs who have assembled today on the platform. How do I make my product go to the shelf, which is completely used and which can be used as a container, but not as which goes into the bin to be filled in. And one more input that she was able to give was the eco certificate, which he said very clearly how it is backing the confidence of the consumer. And that I think is a very good a message that has been left to identify who certifies me so that the globe accepts my product.
Right.
And one thing one point that she threw from the beginning till the end was the ethics that was able to be adopted completely. So how do I certify myself as a product, Earth Rhythm, as a quality product? From day one, how did I establish myself? And the biggest lesson is we have always worked with underprivileged people, and whether it is differently abled or underprivileged, how a company can give them an opportunity and make them also feel good that they are good people who can be accepted into an environment of business, and the learning that they get. I don't hide anything. I want every employee to learn. And even now, I think as an entrepreneur, sometimes we retain certain secrets for ourselves, but here she was able to open up. So we thank you extremely from the bottom, and not just because you're my student, but even otherwise.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
So it's a very happy moment, and wishing you all the very best. And I think we would be very happy to have you on board Covey also to become a member. So that this is just a request. It's for you to take a decision. And yeah, so we can see many more opportunities, and we wish you all the very best. And soon to have a standalone store as well. And and your manpower should increase. But as an educator, I would just ask you to think twice whether you have to go to a venture capitalist. What is the other way out?
No. We've already decided not to do it, ma'am.
Yeah. So there also. So I'm happy that you've decided on that.
We went there only for an experience, ma'am, just to understand what are the questions are they asking. What is that they want to do? You just need to know the other side of the coin, right? But from the beginning, I was clear I don't want their support. So
I think Covey can create a platform. Covey, the leaders we can have a discussion, and how small entrepreneurs, when they are growing. Now she's a medium-sized entrepreneur. I wouldn't call her a micro or a small. She's into the medium space now, only having customers, but only wanting to grow bigger. So now, how is it that we can plug in and play for the financial support? There are various mediums that we can start thinking about. If we can join together and do something, and if it is going to be a win-win, there is always a possibility that she can survive and take it to the next level, because there is always a hitch when we talk about venture capitalism. As a teacher, as a well-wisher of any entrepreneur, that would be the last thing that I would advise anybody to go to. And so keeping that on the back rhythm, I think Covey has to start thinking from that platform. So Harini, thank you. I think, and to the organizers of today's event, Rama, Marcelin, and Ranjini, and everybody, all of them have put in a lot of effort in making this event happen. So thank all of you, and to Mangalam Madam, who's always been our support, and to all our members who have always been joining together. I come in once in a while and I'm not there. Even today, I was hard pressed for time, but then it just struck me, oh my God, 5 o'clock. And that is why I took the vote of thanks and not the introduction or the welcome address, because I knew I might miss it out. It was like that. So thank you, Harini, and wishing you all the very best, and all the very best to all your employees, because they are, whatever we can do is only a very little. What the employees are doing is the maximum. So I think we need to respect all their needs. And I'm very happy that this COVID has not stopped you at any point of time.
To be very honest, because I have, they really, I have really opened their life so much that when the COVID started, you won't believe, all my girls, I was in tears when they told me, ma'am, आप license, आप just get the permission, आप license मंगवा लो, unit open करने के लिए. We all will stay inside the factory. We will not step out. You run the operation. This was their take. I was in tears because of the support they are able to give me. They don't even want to go home. They are telling nothing doing. We are not stopping. We will stay in the factory itself. That was, I think everything. That's what I'm telling you. It wouldn't have happened without them for sure.
Okay, Harini, yeah, good. Harini, I have one question, though it's not a very formal vote of thanks. I'm just having this question. You said, I picked 5,000 rupees from my husband's account. Okay, so you didn't reveal that you had taken it?
It was on a credit card, ma'am. Online is right earlier.
Okay, but then why? As a woman entrepreneur, I'm asking this question. But why? Why was that? Why didn't you ask him before? What stopped you from asking him before?
Because basically, ma'am, if you are spending to do a hobby and spend 5,000, 10,000 rupees to start a hobby, at that point of time, it was not, everybody knew in the house I was not planning any business or anything. And they just think for a hobby to spend 5,000, 10,000 bucks was a waste of money. I'm sure my dad himself, you won't believe, till 2017, till he saw my customer emails, my dad kept on scolding me, Harini, என்ன பண்ணி வச்சிருக்க வீடு மொத்தம் குப்பை, வீடு மொத்தம் ஒரே ரூம் எல்லாம் குப்பை போட்டு வச்சிருக்க. He used to scold me so much. But when he saw my customer mails, he knew the reason behind that mess. He knew I was trying to build something, and that is why it was messy there. Even my husband did not accept the fact till I started generating, probably 30-40 lakhs per month. He still thought I was only wasting my time. But now he himself is quiet because he knows that yes, it is growing. He has to do it now. So it took time to prove. It's not easy, man. I'm telling you, even for an educated person from a very good family, even for a woman like me, it was a challenge only. So, thinking back on those lines, for women from the downtrodden, it's even more tough. You won't believe, one of my one girl came and told me, "Ma'am, I'm not coming for work from tomorrow." I asked her the reason. She said, "Because I'm earning more than my husband says I should not work here." I told her to take a smart decision. I told her, "You call your husband tomorrow. Okay? If that's the problem, call your husband tomorrow. I will talk to him." The next day, I told him, "On your wife's name, I'll give you 2,000 rupees extra so that it becomes equal for both of you. Okay? Then will you let her work?" He shut his mouth. He hung his head in shame. The point was that for these kind of girls to make a reason out and make them understand in their house is even more difficult. So, there are various challenges even these girls face. Some of the girls have given their husband also employment in the same company because, there sometimes, there are times when we have huge orders and they have to do overnight, over duty. So when their husbands also are over here, they feel more secure. They are also able to work and creating employment opportunity for the entire family. Sometimes what happens if I don't give the husband a job, the husband will say, "Enakku vela poidukku, va urukku pola." So they are forced to leave the job. So instead, give the job to the husband also. Ipenga povani, rendu perum inga thana irukanum.
Nice strategy. Okay. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you so much, Kove, for this platform as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
All the best, Harini. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.